doing workshop 4. So here we go. Two, do you want to take over since you made the agenda?
Oh yeah, sure. So
Okay.
real quickly as we go, so we're just doing the overview of the agenda real quickly again. So right now we're just going through what the agenda entails, and basically this workshop for this time is to critique and analyze each other's professional introduction videos. With that being said, for each individual, we'll be um, talking about potential like context improvements, visual improvements, and
Uh,
um,
doing workshop 4. So here we go.
and
Um, Two, do you want to take over since you made the agenda?
oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
So hit replay.
Sorry, hold
That was interesting. I was like, whoa.
on. Yeah.
Anyways, and basically overall, if the video conveyed what we wanted it to do, and whether or not it works with our profile or or our website or wherever we're putting that video on. So with that being said, we're starting off with Yufei's professional introduction video, and oh, I'm starting first. So, um, okay, so what I remember from yours, Yufei, I just recently rewatched it as well. There was just a lot of right, actually the context first. Let me start with that. It was very good, like very broad, and it's basically like we said, like an introduction video. So you covered um the main points as in who you are, what you're doing right now, um what school you're attending to, and all that jazz. And so you covered everything that a professional video should kind of cover, and like the broadest kind of professional video. So that was really good. But the only thing that I really had to pick at was was that there was just a lot of background noise, and
Yeah.
it wasn't from the actual editing that you put in it, because I know that I think you edited in some music in the background as well, and that wasn't really what was distracting. What was distracting was actually the kids running around. I don't know where they were, but they were running around somewhere and they were screaming and everything. So again, that's very unfortunate because it probably wasn't planned and everything, and it's probably a public area where children can run and scream and be children. But it was somewhat distracting to your video, and it just added a lot of I call it like white noise and everything, or unnecessary noise. So again, like I understand that this project or this packet required us to have it in like a short amount of time, so I completely understand why it was like that. But in the future, just make sure that you do have
Yeah.
somewhat of a quiet space. I did like how you edited in music. It was very like cheerful and motivating. It's like something that you would hear in a in a actual video itself. So other than that, I really don't have anything. The volume was fine. The lighting very natural, and overall I was like, yeah, it definitely does convey to your website or to anywhere that you want to put it. It gives me I get the same vibe. If only you were by an ocean, because I feel like you relate everything to the waves and everything. But it's okay. We're nowhere near the coast. So that's about it. I'm pretty sure I stole everything from Kyle, so I apologize. Unless he has something, which will be amazing. But that's all I have.
Thank you.
Okay. So I will go. Okay. So um, first off, just like Tu said, I like your video. Um, you put in captions afterward, like after you filmed it, you put in captions with your contact info. I noticed you had your name and like your email address and stuff like that. I thought that was a really good touch, because it's just putting your contact info out again, which is kind of the point of all these professional digital web-based things. So good job with that. Um, and I liked the idea of being outside. That was something I didn't really think about doing. Um, but I thought instead of maybe just going to the park or something, or it looked like you were kind of by some other people and around some kids. If you went like into the mountains, or like Tu said, maybe you could be by Boulder Reservoir or like a lake somewhere nearby, because the rest of your digital profile involves a lot of like water. Like you have some pictures of you, I think, by the ocean or something like that. There was one. It looked like a hot spring kind of. Um, but yeah, so if you wanted to be outside, I thought like being by some water would be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then just like Tu said, the outside noise was kind of distracting. I noticed the camera was shaking a little bit, so it was kind of like it was like wobbling, which was not a really big thing, but it was a little bit distracting. Um, and then um, I kind of liked the music too. The music was cool, um, and it wasn't so loud that it was like distracting or anything. That was the one thing. When I first heard the music, I was kind of like, oh, this could be kind of distracting, but you had it at a good volume, and it was a cheerful song, and you did a good job with the music, I thought. Um, and then the last two things I had maybe were in one of the articles, it said to dress nicely when you do a video like this, and it looked like you were wearing. I mean, you weren't dressed like badly or anything, but just looked like you were in like business
Oh,
casual.
should be formally, right?
Yeah, it's up to you, but like I did my video with like a tie and a sweater vest,
Yeah, I
so
saw.
yeah, it's your choice. But that was one thing, and then maybe at the beginning, Tu did a really good job of smiling at the beginning when she introduced herself. It's just kind of like a welcoming way to introduce yourself with a smile, So that's one thing you could consider, and that was all I had. Other than that, yeah, like your script was really direct. It was really like directed at getting a job as a financial analyst, because you talked about your job at the Bank of China, which I thought was pretty applicable to being a financial analyst. Um, and yeah, that's about all I had.
Oh,
So
thank you so much.
yeah, good job too, or good job, Yufei.
I was like, I didn't do anything.
Sorry. Okay.
Alrighty. Moving on, we are going to Kyle's PIV now,
Yeah.
and I'm starting off would be you say so. Start whenever you're
Okay.
ready.
Yeah, and I saw in your script you take the quick notes about what should be pay attention to. You said no vocal dry, and you have to keep eye contact and dress formally, as you said, and look comfortable and be in confidence. And you did all of them in your video. Um, in the contest, from the contest, I heard that you first introduce your name, education, and you will enter the U.S. Army soon. A very unique thing is that you mention your personal philosophy, which is that you will put over 100% effort to do a task. It makes you look very unique. In the second paragraph, you introduce your current job, and I think it's very related to your professional skills, and it will persuade your potential audience that you have a lot of experience related to your job. Um, and you also have a very artistic settings. Maybe it's a portrait or something. Overall is very um, um, nice to look. Um, and if there is anything to say, visually you might add a link in the bottom, maybe your personal professional website or something. to let the potential employees to know more about you. But overall, it's very great. That's
Cool.
it.
Thanks, Yufei. Your comments are always very encouraging, so thank you. Okay, go for it too.
Alrighty. Well. First off, let me hit on to how I really liked your setting, even though it wasn't outdoors. You did like make do what you could, and I still related to your profile page where I saw like the scenery, the nature-ish scenery in the background, and I was like, ah, it relates to your profile because you have the same theme going on as well, and when you started, so after we workshopped for all of this time, I kind of have a sense of your little personality and everything. And when you greeted us, I was like, that is Kyle. And
Yeah.
it made me chuckle a little bit. Overall, like Yufei said, like you definitely stay true to like your notes and everything. Where you did seem a little bit more. You seemed comfortable, and you maintained eye contact, and you were dressed for like basically just for the position if you were to
Mhm.
receive it and everything. So you're very professional. So some things that I did catch was that so real quickly, did you okay not to call you out or anything, but did you have this memorized at all? Because I didn't.
uh,
When you looked at the
I oh, okay, so I like typed it out and I
mhm.
kind of tried to follow it. Or I tried to follow it, but yeah, I kind of improv a lot.
Okay. So again, in several of the articles and in Professor Singer's lecture itself, yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So maybe he did kind of say for us to somewhat memorize it beforehand, so then like we can be ready when we actually record. Um,
Mhm.
Please don't get mad at me, but I tried
Yeah.
to cheat that system, and the thing is, I actually had another camera on my computer set, separate from my own computer, and the way that I had it was that it was basically under it was under the words that I was reading, so I was able to somewhat maintain eye contact at the same time, but sometimes you can see me like kind of lose it because I looked up just to read. So I could tell that you were improving at some points just because typical signs of like stuttering in speech, saying and
Yeah,
all that jazz. Um, but
definitely.
um, but again, we did have a short amount of time to complete this, so I'm not going to be too picky on it right now because we have plenty of time to make better videos in the future. Um, that was one of just that was probably the only main thing that I caught was just that you stuttered, and just next time in the future, just try to kind of know what you need to um talk about sooner. But other than that, I really did enjoy your context and everything. Um, you put a lot of detail into it, and that's something that I neglected. You explained the job positions that you've held and kind of what you wanted to do in the future, and that was really cool. So,
Sweet.
do I have anything else? Sorry, I'm trying to think. I think that's about it for me. You were very professional, very spiffy, and very natural lighting. So I enjoy natural lighting and everything. It looks nice to me.
Mhm.
So overall, fantastic job. I really did enjoy it. So good job.
Sweet. Thanks too. Yeah, I'm not very. I had it typed out and I had it next to me on the screen and I was trying to. I mean, I had it sort of memorized.
Hmm.
I'm just kind of not very good at speaking or public speaking.
Oh yeah. And you can probably see it on mine too, but just even if you memorize just a little bit, it'll help you kind of move along the whole entire script itself. So maybe just memorize one or two, actually not one or two, just like maybe every other line or something, and it'll just
Yeah.
help keep you on track. So then you don't just mumble at a point, and no one, and that's one of the bad things that we want to avoid in the PIVs. It's just
Right.
mumbling about. But again, you did awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks. All right. Okay. So now we're on to twos, and it looks like I'm first. So let me get my notes. Um, okay. So. Okay, first off, okay, so two overall, your video played really well into the rest of your digital like profile. That was the first thing that struck me, like just like the paintings you had in the background and the color of everything, like the just the color of your surroundings was kind of like the color of like a wedding cake. It kind of reminded me of, and like just the um, like the whiteness of the walls and stuff. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know if you did that on purpose. I'm guessing not. I'm guessing it was kind of like a subconscious thing.
On the
But that
video.
was cool. And you, one of the videos was about one of the videos that Professor Singer gave us was about smiling and kind of like putting yourself out there for people. It was the TED Talk by that one guy with the accent. I don't know if you guys watched it, but he said that like having an authentic smile for like longer than 3 seconds, for at least 3 seconds, was a good way to connect with your audience and like present yourself as a friend. And you like at the beginning, you had a nice like genuine smile for like 3 or 4 seconds, and that was like the first thing that was, I don't know, that was just a good non-verbal cue for me. It was like I watched the first 5 seconds and I was like, okay, if I didn't already know this girl, she seems like a pretty cool person. So that was a good job. um, and then also like non-verbally, you had like somehow you had a, I don't know if you have like a really good microphone or something, but it was really easy to hear you, and like the video was just really good quality. It wasn't like in mine. I think it was kind of like the sound was kind of muffled, and I don't know. Some of the videos just are like the sound is kind of muffled or something. I don't know. Your microphone, like your sound system, sounded really good. So it was really easy to hear you. Um, you're also dressed really nicely. You dressed really professionally, and you had a really clear voice. So all of your nonverbal rhetoric was really just like, I thought that was like the really good part of your like that really struck me as being outstanding as far as your whole video goes. Just all your nonverbal cues. You did a really good job with that. Um, and then, so like the few things you could improve on, I think, was if you like added your contact information at the beginning or the end, or like in captions or something down below. Um, it's not really. I mean, because like your contact information is on different places in your website and stuff, and I don't know, but I just thought that was one thing that kind of made videos look professional, as if like they had a caption underneath when they introduced themselves that said their name and their contact information. You know, that videos like that struck me as pretty professional looking. So that's one thing you could do is just like add some actual like words with captions, you know. Um, and then you did a good job of like saying your school, which and your major, which I forgot to say my major, which was totally stupid. I can't believe I forgot to do that. But you connected, and then you connected your internship that you have now with your um, with the job you want to have eventually, as kind of like a business systems thing. You did a good job of connecting present to future. Um, I thought though you could have talked more about like what you wanted to do with your management degree. So like uh, it was like you talked about how you want to own a bakery at some point, which was cool because that played into your like personality really well. But if you also talked about the type of career you eventually want in the business world, I guess, like operations analyst or operations manager or something like that, because that's more specific to, I guess, like your major and your like education. So like if you connected those two things together a little bit better, I guess. But I mean, I guess owning a business is like being an operations manager. So that, you know, you did a good job there. Hmm. Okay, and then I guess the last thing, this kind of goes for like both of you guys, but the last thing is to like consider if you're watching, consider the audience that who's watching this video. So like for you, Faye, you would want to consider um, the type of person who is watching this video. So in your case, like a financial manager or like a, right? And for two would be, I guess, like just an operations manager. So and then you would do that in order to kind of tailor your like your words to that type of job, that type of position, I guess. I don't know. That was one thing I just was trying to think of the entire time I was making the video. So, okay, that's all I have for two. Two did a good job. I think you had a really good video. All right, Yufei, you want to take over?
Yeah. I saw that besides the required video, two also did the optional general analysis. Um, and that's very also professional or something. And in the language, to address that, the language should be 1% accurate and truthful about the community modes, and to also mention that you should keep your eye contact straight and no small hand gestures, etc. In the contest, what I heard is that first of all, Tu's voice is very clear, soft and friendly, and you successfully transferred the general analysis to your professional introduce video. You included your name, education, major, and current job, and specifically you mentioned your interests. And it seems to me that you like creative things, so that in the future you want to have a specialized bakery business. And you also tell your potential audience that in the near future, you still want to learn some knowledge in business field. So the contest is very complex and very tailored to your personal professional profile. Like in the LinkedIn, we can also saw that you mentioned your specialized bakery business. Um, so the only thing I think could be improved a little is as I suggest and Kyle suggested, maybe add a link of the contracted information in the bottom um, would be better. But overall, even without any decoration, the video is look very professional and convincing. Yeah, that's all I have.
Well, thank you so much for both of you guys. So
Cool.
I'll make sure to include my contact because I feel like that's a big thing. So I'll definitely edit that in eventually.
Mhm. Okay, I got a question. Um, with this whole digital packet that's being submitted soon, so like all the workshops we've been doing, we should go back and like fix all the things on all the assignments that we've turned in so far, right? So like we should fix our social media sites and fix the video and the website and stuff. And then submit the whole thing like on Tuesday or Wednesday. That's how this works, right?
Let me look at that real quickly. So, um, okay, let me look closer into this. So, you're asking is that in are basically in our follow-up thingy that we had to send in after this workshop. It has to. What you were asking is if it has to include like all of our previous submissions. Was
Well,
that it?
yeah. So we're just submitting like a final draft of all the past things that we've done, right, in this unit. That's what's happening.
And
Um.
additional transferability analysis.
Well, right, yeah. There's that too. That's right. Okay.
So I think from what is required for by tomorrow or sometime soon
Uh-huh.
is that the analysis of our growth and transfer thingy that we have to do for this unit itself,
Right.
and we have to do a follow-up email, which basically covers over what you've sent so far, and on that follow-up email, I think that's where you put your links to your LinkedIn and your professional website or
Okay.
personal professional website. I'm not completely sure myself, so I wouldn't quote myself on that.
Oh,
But
I have handy is for the potential employer. Oh, I mean, it should be submitted today or tomorrow. The
Right.
follow-up
Okay.
email.
okay,
Okay. I was just curious.
okay.
I thought I'd ask because we had a little bit of time left. So, yeah. Okay.
No, I didn't even read it yet, so that's how negligent I am. So thank you for bringing it up because I wouldn't have known until later.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any final comments anyone has?
I'm good.
Yeah, me too. We got
Yeah.
kind of, we got done a lot earlier this time than we usually do. Kind of thing.
Yeah,
But I feel like I'm forgetting something. But I guess we're good.
I guess so. Alrighty. And is this not the last one then? Do we have
No,
another one?
I think there's one more involving the independent research project.
Oh, right, you're right. I remember reading more about that. What's due later this week.
Hmm.
Alrighty. So I'll probably see you guys again.
Oh
One
yeah.
more.
One more time. Okay.
One more time. Alrighty.
All right. Okay. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next week probably.
Alrighty. We'll see you again.
You bye.
Alright. Bye,
Uh,
everyone.